Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mel, and welcome back to Mel Got Game, where I bring you top plays, top sports news, and breakdowns of the previous week. So if that interests you, please like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So the NFL schedule for all 32 NFL teams has finally been released. And since my favorite team is the Atlanta Falcons, I thought it'd be a good idea to go through all 17 games of our 2022 schedule and determine how many games we gonna win and how many games we gonna lose. So before this video gets started, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Do whatever you guys gotta do to show your support. It is greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's go ahead and see what the Atlanta Falcons are working with for the 2022 NFL season. So before we actually dive into the schedule for the 2022 season, let's go ahead and see how the Atlanta Falcons have been playing recently. It ain't been good. I can tell you that right now. It has not been good. From first-hand experience, I can tell you right now. 2021, we went 7-10. That was our first season under the new head coach, Arthur Smith. So that was our first season under him. Drastic improvement from 2020 when we went 4-12. That season was absolutely atrocious. So we went 4-12 in 2020. Last season under head coach Dan Quinn. 2019, we went 7-9. And 2018, we went 7-9. And then 2017, we went 10-6. So that was our last time making the playoffs, was 2017. So that was 5 seasons ago. And we've had 4 straight seasons where we have missed the playoffs. That is Atlanta Falcons' last few years summed up in a nutshell. Personally, I don't think we've been the same since the Super Bowl back in 2016. That's me personally. And in the last 2 seasons, we've lost Julio Jones and Matt Ryan, 2 outstanding players that we just had to move on from. Julio Jones, he had been injured a lot. I love Julio Jones. Don't get me wrong. That is my guy. I love Julio Jones. You can ask anybody. Julio Jones has been one of my favorite Falcons players, since he got drafted to us. First favorite Falcon player, Michael Vick. So don't get that twisted. Michael Vick will always hold a special place in my heart. But Julio Jones, solid number 2. Solid number 2. And Matt Ryan, it was just time to move on from Matt Ryan. I love Matt Ryan. And, we have a love-hate relationship in Atlanta with Matt Ryan, but he did do a lot for Atlanta. He did a lot for Atlanta. You cannot overlook, Matt Ryan's accomplishments in Atlanta and what he was able to do for Atlanta. We went to the Super Bowl for the second time in franchise history under Matt Ryan. So hats off to Matt Ryan. I hope he does a great job in Indianapolis. They got a great one over there. So we pretty much have a brand new team now. The only people that are still here from that Super Bowl team, I think, are Jake Matthews, Grady Jarrett, and Deion Jones. And I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the only people that are still on our team from the Super Bowl team. So we pretty much just have a brand new team. And it's going to be exciting to see, but I definitely think this last draft that we had, it set up a lot. I think it set up the rebuild that we're going into right now. So Terry Fontenot, I think I'm trusting Terry Fontenot right now. The new GM, I'm trusting him right now, and I think he is starting this off really good. So let's go ahead and get into this 2022 Falcons schedule. So let's go ahead and dive into the actual 2022 Falcons schedule. I looked at it a little bit. I did skim it, and it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's kind of tough. We got some hard teams on here, and we're gonna have to bring it. We're gonna have to bring it if we hoping to do something, do decent. It's gonna be hard. What I tell you is gonna be hard predicting because it's such a new team, and we're just trying to figure out who we are. I don't know. We have like 2 different ways we could go about it. We could go like 11-6, or we could go like 3-14. It's just we could be really good or we could be really bad. I don't really think it's like anything in between. So let's go ahead get into it. Also, our bye week is week 14, so we have a really late bye week. So like I said, we're gonna have to figure out. I feel like first couple of games is really gonna decide who we're gonna be this season. So looking at week 1, we got the New Orleans Saints, and this one I feel like is going to be hard because I feel like both the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons are kind of on the same kind of level in terms of figuring out who they are as a team. I feel like they're kind of the same team when it comes to that. I don't think New Orleans Saints are quite on the level as the Atlanta Falcons. I feel like the Atlanta Falcons have a lot to figure out, especially this offseason. They got a lot to figure out in terms of what they're going to do moving forward and the future of, who the Atlanta Falcons are going to be. But I think the New Orleans Saints, it just really comes down to they've lost a lot. They lost Drew Brees not too long ago, Hall of Fame quarterback. They've lost Sean Payton, Hall of Fame head coach. They've had a lot of success with both of those guys. Both of them led them to their only Super Bowl victory at that. And, they don't have another Super Bowl to show for it, but they have had a lot of success, especially in recent years too. They've had a lot of success. So, they've lost both of those guys. Michael Thomas, he hasn't been able to play for a while. They don't know what the future of him is going to be like. There's a lot of inconsistencies when it comes to the New Orleans Saints. And I feel like that's kind of the same thing with the Atlanta Falcons. But the New Orleans Saints, I think, have more consistencies definitely than the Atlanta Falcons when it comes to who's on their team and everything. But I don't know. For the first game, since they're division rivals, we play them twice. I think for the first game, since it is in Atlanta, I think we're going to win that one. We might split, I think, with the Saints. I think we're going to split. But for the first game, I definitely think we're going to win that one. All right, moving into week 2, we got the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium. I'm going to just be honest. I don't think we're winning this game. Los Angeles Rams, defending champs. They're a great team. Won the Super Bowl last year. I just don't see it. I really don't see it. I'm going to be honest. Like I said, these first couple games, I think they're going to determine the season. We do have to start out strong, but the Los Angeles Rams, I don't think we're winning this game. So we'll go ahead, take the L on that one. We'll go ahead, be 1-1, all right? So moving on to week 3, we got the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. This one's a tough one, but I think the Atlanta Falcons will go ahead and pull this one out. So that'll push our record to 2-1 if I am correct. But the Seattle Seahawks, I think, is just pretty much the same as kind of the New Orleans Saints a little bit. These guys, they have been really good in past years, but recent years, we all know the Seattle Seahawks have not been performing how they, were accustomed to, and they just lost Russell Wilson. They don't even know who their quarterback is going to be at this point. We don't either, but that's neither here or there. But, the Seattle Seahawks, they've lost a lot of guys. They've lost a lot of people in recent years. So this one, I think the Atlanta Falcons will go ahead and pull this one out. I think it might be a close game, don't get me wrong, but I think the Atlanta Falcons will go ahead and pull this one out. So for week 4, we got the Cleveland Browns at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So it's in Atlanta, but I don't think we're going to win this one. Cleveland, I think they're going to be really good this year. With the addition of Deshaun Watson, and their defense is already really good. So, I don't know. Albeit that Deshaun Watson plays like we've seen him play from his time in Houston, I think this is going to be an L for Atlanta. And they have Amari Cooper now. I don't see us winning this. Cleveland really has a great chance at winning. Was it the AFC East? I think they're in. Oh no, the AFC North. They're in the AFC North. So I really think they have a great chance at winning the AFC North. So this might be an L for Atlanta. So that's my prediction. So moving right along now, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. You don't know how much I want to say right now that we're going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I really want to say. I just want to say it. But do I believe it? I don't. I really don't. I don't believe it. I want to really bad, but I don't believe it. I really don't. Ever since, I just hate them. I really just hate the Buccaneers. I don't know, bro. Ever since Tom Brady got there, they've been emerging as a bigger rival to me than the Saints are for the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't know if I'm the only Falcons fan that thinks like that, but they're just emerging as a bigger rival to me. Having Tom Brady in my division, the guy that we blew a 28-3 lead to, having him have that leverage over us, him being in the same division, knowing that he's better than us, every game we play against him, it's like he just knows that he's going to beat us. He just knows it. You could see it when he plays. He's just like, bro, Falcons suck. I hate him. I don't hate Tom Brady per se. I love Tom Brady. What he's been able to do with the Buccaneers and his whole career has been incredible. But I just hate I hate the Buccaneers. But I don't know. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. But this first game, I don't think we win it. I really don't. I don't know. I don't think we win both games. We play them twice. They're a division rival. I don't think we win either game, honestly, to be honest. But you never know what's happening. But this first game at Raymond James Stadium, I'm going to go ahead, chalk that one up as an L. So next in week 6, we got the San Francisco 49ers at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Here's the thing with this one. I think we do have a chance at winning. I think we do. And I think we will win. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say we will win against the 49ers. They're a great team. Don't get me wrong. But I think this one is going to come down to the quarterback position. Whoever outplays the other quarterback is going to win. And I don't even know who the 49ers quarterback is going to be for this upcoming season. Are they going to stick with Jimmy Garoppolo? I've heard reports that they're not really satisfied with Trey Lance right now. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on with the 49ers in terms of quarterback position. They're a great team though. But you know, what they were able to do last year when nobody expected them to even make it out the first round, to make it to the NFC Conference Championship, that was amazing. But I think this year, I think the Falcons will beat them this year. By the way, they did blow us out last year. I think it was like 31-13. But I think we coming different this year. Moving into week 7, we got the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't think we win this one. I don't. Nope. We have a chance, maybe. I don't think it's going to be a blowout or anything, but I don't think we win per se. Joe Burrow, I mean, that team is incredible. What Joe Burrow was able to do in just his second year, taking them to a Super Bowl title, coming off an ACL injury. Like, it just kept getting better and better and better for him. Like, bro, he's coming out for blood this year. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder. If he didn't already have one, he going to have one now. And I hate to be any team in Joe Burrow's path this year. And unfortunately, the Atlanta Falcons are in his path. And I think we gonna go ahead and take a L with us back to Atlanta from that one. So now moving into week 8, we got the Carolina Panthers at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. I think we do win this one. Carolina has been struggling, to say the least, in recent years. I mean, just like us, you know, but I think they've been struggling a lot more ever since Cam Newton's first departure, especially. They've just been trying to figure out who they are, you know, I mean, especially at the quarterback position. That still has yet to be resolved. They're figuring out what they're going to do back there. Christian McCaffrey with his injuries. I mean, you know, Carolina is really a mess. And I think personally, I think we're going to take advantage of that. Probably in both of our matchups, I think Carolina might be the only division team that we win both games with. So, you know, I do think we're going to win that one. So that will move our record to 4-4. So moving into week 9, we will be 4-4. Can we get over 500 in week 9? I don't think so. We got the Los Angeles Chargers at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And boy, I mean, LA's scary, bro. Like, they're scary. Even though they didn't make the playoffs last year, they were still really good, and they have so much potential. Like, that team has so much potential. And with the addition of Khalil Mack, I would hate to be any guy on offense that has to touch the ball in the backfield. Quarterback, running back, anybody. I don't care. Wide receiver on a jet sweep. I don't care. I'd be like, coach, I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. You see Khalil Mack coming off the edge. I can't do it, bro. So no, I think we're taking an L on that one. So moving into week 10, we will be 4-5, and we play the Carolina Panthers again for our second matchup with them. And like I said, when I analyzed the first matchup, I think we go ahead and take both of these games with Carolina. I think they're going to be the only division team that we're going to win both of our games with. But like I said, Carolina is just a mess, and there's really no telling when they'll be able to get back to what they once were. So, you know, I think this is going to be a W for us. That'll move us to 5-5. Moving into week 11, we got the Chicago Bears at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And I think we win this one. I mean, based off last season, Chicago wasn't that great. And, you know, they traded Khalil Mack. It's a loss to a defense that's already struggling, and they're striving to be back to how they used to be. It's late in the season, so they might be more understanding of what they need to do on defense to be more successful. But I think ultimately we're just going to take advantage of that absence of Khalil Mack. So I think we're going to go ahead and move up to 6-5, which will put us over 500. So moving into week 12, we got the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field. And I don't know. I don't really know what to expect from Washington now that Carson Wentz is their quarterback. I think we will win the game. So we'll be 7-5. I think that we will win the game. But, you know, Carson Wentz, I mean, he was pretty decent last year. People clown him, you know, but he wasn't bad last year. You know, he was definitely a lot more consistent from his year before that with the Philadelphia Eagles. But, you know, I mean, the last game against Jacksonville, he did not play that well with the game on the line. So I think under Ron Rivera has been known to develop really good quarterbacks. So I think under Ron Rivera, he'll be good. I think he'll really find his place in Washington, but I think we're going to win that game. So moving into week 13, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. I think we do win this game. Okay. And what I just realized, we would be going on a 4-game winning streak after our loss from Los Angeles. So if I'm right, we will go on a 4-game winning streak right before our bye week in week 14. So that'll be great. So winning against Pittsburgh will put us at 8-5. Pittsburgh, they have the potential to be really good. They do. But they also have the potential to be really bad. I mean, just like us, you know? So I think Pittsburgh, I think we win the game. It'll be a really good NFC, AFC matchup, but I do think we'll win the game in Atlanta. Okay, so week 15, coming out of the bye week, we got the New Orleans Saints, okay? And I know earlier, I'm changing what I said. Earlier, I said that the Carolina Panthers were going to be the only team that we swept, that we won both games with in our division. Looking at what we could do, right? We would be on a 4-game winning streak before going into the bye. I said that, okay, New Orleans, we probably would split. You know, first game, I think we win in Atlanta. We go to New Orleans, I think they win. Coming out of the bye week, we're on a 4-game winning streak, and coming out of the bye week, we got extra rest. We go into New Orleans. I think we might win the game. I know it's crazy to say, but I think we actually might win the game, and it will extend our record to 9-5, keeping us on a win streak. So we have a 5-game winning streak. I don't know if it could be done. I still think it's a strong possibility that we could split. But now what I'm thinking right now, once I kind of went through like, okay, well, we're still on a streak and everything, I think we will win that game. So we'll be 9-5 and on a 5-game winning streak. So moving into week 16, we got the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. I think the Baltimore Ravens go ahead and do snap our streak. I don't really see us containing Lamar Jackson. Currently, their receiving threats aren't that great. Their best receiving threat right now is Mark Andrews, so we might be good on that front. They do have some really good running threats though. And I mean, Lamar Jackson, I don't think we're going to be able to contain him, honestly. And I think their defense honestly has the ability to go ahead and outplay our defense. I mean, well, they'll probably be able to contain us pretty good. So I think this is going to go ahead and be an L. We'll go ahead and fall to 9-6. So moving into these last 2 games here, we got the Arizona Cardinals in week 17 at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. I think we're going to win this one. They will have DeAndre Hopkins back. If you guys don't know, DeAndre Hopkins was suspended for, I think, the first half of the season for performance-enhanced substances. He will be back at this point in the season, but for the Arizona Cardinals, I think their season ultimately depends on how they play without DeAndre Hopkins, because if they don't play that well with him, I honestly don't think they'll be able to pick that stride back up and just start winning games again with him. I don't know. I think they'll need to understand what they need to do to win first without him, and then when he comes back, it's like, okay, this was the missing chess piece and now we're just rolling, you know? So if they're able to play good first half, they'll probably be able to beat us second half. But I really don't see it. The way Arizona plays without DeAndre Hopkins, they just struggle a lot. So with the dub over Arizona, we will go up to 10-6. So finally in week 18, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And like I said, I just don't really see us winning at all against Tampa Bay. They got so much veteran leadership over there, so much experience, and especially against such a young team that the Atlanta Falcons are, I really don't see us beating them at all this season. So we'll go ahead and fall to 10-7. So a 10-7 record is my prediction for the Atlanta Falcons. Honestly, I would be very pleased with that. I would be pretty satisfied, especially if it got us into the playoffs. And we would improve upon our last season's record from 7-10 to 10-7. And me personally, being an Atlanta Falcons fan, I'm going into this season with my expectations relatively low. But hey, even if they start out 0-5, I'm still going to be at every game supporting them boys and watching them on TV. So guys, that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you did. Also comment below if you did enjoy and let me know what other team schedules you'd like me to look at and predict. I'd be happy to do that. I can make it into like a series of some sorts. I don't know. It's fun, but it's your boy Mel. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'm out. Peace.